We all know Karens as the type to get arrested, but what happens after the video stops recording? We're going to be taking a look at what happens to Karens after they've stopped being recorded. Do they actually get, jail sentences, or do they just pay a fine and get on with their lives? Let's take a look.
Exactly what I She's really trying to stab him. Just because.
No, I don't
you
stab
are.
nobody. It's called self-defense.
Yeah.
You stupid. What you calling it?
We got a Karen whose name is Wilhelmina. She's holding a knife and being aggressive towards this African-American couple. She was being very racist and just violent in general. Wilhelmina seems to be having a problem with the way the couple parked, still giving her no right to pull out a knife. Jeez.
You're racist. What the? Oh my god. Oh, roll the window up. No, hell no. Hell no. No, it's not worth it, man. We're in a town. No, I got this little dog. Close the door. Hell no. Call me a what?
Come on, let's go, boys.
Shelly's scary.
I mean, she really had no reason to be so aggressive. After the couple recorded the video, they uploaded it to the internet and they took it to the authorities.
Because it really got blown out of proportion. I got called a racist when I'm not a racist. I do 100% from the bottom of my heart regret saying that word. I've never in my life used that word. I have a very mixed family and I love them. I love everybody equally. I would never use that word ever again.
This was taken after one of her previous court appearances, which means she really didn't mean what she said here. After this recent incident, she got arrested again for spraying mace on her neighbor after telling him to go back to Mexico. She had bail worth $55,000.
Hey, listen to me. We don't play games here anymore, okay? Next time you ever talk to me like that, you're gonna get your ass kicked by my family. They're gonna f you up.
Coming in second, we have this Karen from Long Beach. Her name is Lena Hernandez, and she's very racist and verbally abusive. Not only to the woman in the video, but to many others that day too. Lena was screaming at these people and threatening them to get out of this state. Meh.
What did I do?
Right. They're gonna
What did I do?
because you are. Look at the whole stairs to
But
yourself.
you had these
Why
stairs
don't you
and
go
that
somewhere
stairs.
else where you can go to a gym? This is not just for you.
Oh, you
Get
need
the
to...
f out of this world. Get the f out of this state. Go back to whatever f***ing country you belong in.
Okay,
You little
racist.
This is not your place. This is not your home. We do not want you here. You
Ooh.
put that on Facebook. I hope you do. Because every f***ing person will beat the f out of you from here on out. Don't you ever say, oh, Jesus, to me when I want to use the stairs, you little...
There's other stairs.
You are a sick, ignorant teenager.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
wait,
you.
What, middle-aged woman? Who wears black in California sun? Who the f is black? Are you an idiot? You wear black in California sun? Seriously?
So after the multiple victims got together and hired an attorney, and they took Lena down to court and they placed her in front of an amazing jury.
Lena Hernandez facing a judge today after skipping out of court yesterday. She was arrested on a bench warrant today. She pleaded no contest. Well, last October, she verbally assaulted a woman at the Del Amo Fashion Center in Torrance. The judge sentenced her to 45 days in jail and a year of anger management.
The judge served her with 45 days in jail, as well as a 3-year probation with anger management because she clearly needs it.
Count 2 would be ROR.
The state is requesting RR on count 2 through 26.
And refer to Division 51.
Here we have a teenage Karen who's extremely rude to the judge who's in charge of her case. She mocks him and gives him a whole lot of attitude right before he tells her what her sentence is.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Give me the paper again. Count 1 would be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Bring him back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying to...
Yes, I did. I'm not going to the...
I believe you... Did you say...
Actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I find you in
gonna lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
She really didn't learn her lesson. It just got worse, and it got worse.
He's dead, I want her. Get arrested. Arrest her. The dog's dead. Please don't grab me like that.
Hey,
Please don't grab me like that.
stop.
Here we have a woman named Casey Wise from Parma, Ohio. She called the cops to tell them she locked her dog in the car and forgot he was there overnight. Once responders got to the scene with animal control, they went to take a look.
Get out of here before I kill you! Really? She just said that to me. I'm stabbing in my foot.
Stop.
It hurts. I'm not running, dude. I'm not a bad person. Can you please stop hurting me? You're hurting me. You are my foot. You're hurting me. I'm not trying to run, dude. I don't have shoes on.
They're gonna come in the back of this car.
9460. Why are you being mean?
Yeah, me too.
You are. You act like I'm a criminal.
Just killed your dog.
No, I didn't.
No, what happened? How's your dog been in the car
I left
all day?
my parents in Bedford at between 5 and 6 in the morning, like real early, because my dad leaves for work with him. My car was running the whole time. And then I took him out and then put him back in with the car running like I do, and the car died.
What time was that at?
About noon.
She basically left her dog in the car from noon the previous day. How irresponsible can a person be? That's the worst thing. That is literally the worst. Apparently this wasn't the first time Casey had been involved with animal cruelty. At the time of her arrest, she had 5 court charges pending against her, and those were animals running at large, failure to comply with requirements for a dangerous dog, failure to comply with rabies vaccination requirements, failure to comply with animal registration, failure to comply with quarantine. The judge ordered her into intervention, which prevented her from getting arrested, which is really annoying because no animal deserves to be treated the way she treated her dog. She doesn't deserve her rights any more than those animals didn't get their rights. Anyways, moving on. Next, we have a woman from Florida who spray painted racial slurs on her neighbor's driveway. She painted it in bright paint, so it would be visible in darker light too.
One of the victims posted these photos on Facebook in late June, showing the vandalism at her home on Edge Forest Place. In a release today, an LMPD spokesperson says a criminal summons has been served to a woman named Suzanne Kraft on charges of criminal mischief and harassing communications. LMPD detectives are continuing to investigate this.
Luckily, her neighbors had security cameras, and they caught her walking away from her driveway to her neighbors with the can of paint. And this was the story of Susan Kraft.
All the time. All the time. Terrible. I'm so
I'm looking here.
Next up, we have a Karen from South Africa who's ranting and saying a lot of racist things on the phone. The worst part is that she's doing all of this, like, in front of the police. Her name is Vicky Momberg, and she's from Johannesburg.
Go away. I don't need your help.
In front of witnesses, this is what she said to me. She doesn't need our help. I've been standing here for quite some time now.
If you want to help me, you would help me a half an hour
Sir, I'm not gonna argue with her. I'm not gonna entertain this. When you stopped here, she insulted my colleague. She called this constable a black. Okay.
No, I didn't. I said I don't want to deal with any.
Man.
And I'm not prepared to deal with it. I've just been smashed and grabbed with a knife.
You better tell her. If she doesn't want to get arrested, she must come down.
Go away.
I've offered my service. I've offered to assist her numerous occasions.
The officer ended up arresting her, and she had to go to court to deal with the consequences of her actions and what she was saying. Vicky had 6 lawyers drop her case because of how poorly she acted. As you can see, she was the first person in South Africa to get jail time for racist speech. She was sentenced to 2 years in jail. According to South African laws, you can go straight to jail for racism.
His nose. But I walked in and I'm a white woman and you didn't even see that I didn't have a mask on.
Well, I missed it.
Well, you should be paying attention if you're law enforcement.
Coming in hot, we have Stephanie Dinaro on a racist rant in a New York bakery. She decided to replace her face mask by wrapping a scarf because she looks stylish. The selfish Dinaro had started a dispute with the store security because he asked her to wear a mask.
And your job is to enforce laws. I have something covering my face. I look very fashionable. I look very hot.
You're not covering your face before.
Oh look, it's a It's a Chinese Communist Party member. Is that what you are, ma'am? Is that what you are? Chinese communist. I think that's what you are. Go back to China. Go back to China.
You can't use that language in here. I'm going to ask you to leave. I'm going to ask you to leave.
I am a white supremacist because I'm white.
You can't come in
Go
here.
Go back to China.
You cannot come in here. If you're going to cuss, you can't come in here.
I don't need to make you. I don't need to. President Trump's going to make you. You know that how many Supreme Court justices are conservative?
I gotta ask you to
5.
leave. You're not coming in here.
I think you should take a civics course.
Miss, you gotta go.
And I think you should be here legally.
You gotta go. You can't come in this store.
She needs to go back to communist China.
Some people are really just pure cold on the inside and out. Dinaro was racist towards both the security guard and another lady who happened to intervene. She didn't get arrested, but she did get a lot of hate on the internet and had to pay fines for public disturbance.
Okay, call taker able to get a last name. She's refusing the ID.
You did say I had to have an ID to be here.
No, we need that. You need to give
Didn't
us
you say?
identification.
Okay.
Was the call taker able to get a last
Here we have a Carabelle. She shoved an employee and was refusing to wear a mask in a store. She got taken outside by the cops, and they tried to talk to her about the whole situation.
So if you are a victim,
Okay, where's the investigator?
If you
are you
are-
an investigator?
ma'am,
We are officers. We have to figure out what's
Carabelle.
going on.
if you're a victim of assault, we need to know who you are.
Carabelle,
So-
how did you know my name was Carabelle?
Because I heard you say it. You said it on the phone when you called 911. That's how I know.
No, you just called and got it. Don't lie.
No.
You are lying to me. I just heard you call the police officer that I talked to and get my name. Now you're
It's
lying.
not a police officer on the phone.
Now
When
you're
you were
lying.
in the fitting room.
You
I
are
heard.
lying. Stop. This
Okay.
is the second time I caught you in a lie.
Okay. Replay your video. I'm not
Okay.
lying.
Okay. Okay.
Kara kept on calling the female cop a liar and was just straight up being rude in general, which we all know doesn't go well when you're talking to a cop.
I am a Christian woman of God, and you are not going to put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. Do you understand that? I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released...
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Kara was yelling at the cops and disrespecting them quite a bit, so the male one had enough and he proceeded to arrest her. And later that week, Kara was given an assault citation and had to pay a $500 fine.
What's the nature of your objection, Mr. Shellhorn?
Judge, I think there was a question there suggesting that the attack, the dog bite, and I think there was something else was going on before any shots were fired.
Next up, we got a male Karen, who's also a lawyer in a courtroom that speaks quite sternly to the judge, and also doesn't give the judge the time to speak. Yeah, that doesn't end well for him.
But nothing in the record to show that the beating, the dog bite, and everything happened before the shooting.
Oh, Mr. Goodwin is going to testify, Judge, that Mrs. Cataract disappeared for a significant period
All right,
of time.
well then ask him that. Ask him that question.
It's implausible for someone to be shot.
Mr. Belinkus, I can't predict what's going to go on the record in the future when other witnesses testify. If the scenario changes, then you can ask it then. At this point in time, there's nothing in the record to suggest the scenario that you want to ask in a question for the jurors. There's not.
Judge, okay.
That's my ruling. End of it.
And that's how you get a Karen to stay quiet.
I just met this attorney the other day.
That's fine. So,
I came and took my cell phones yesterday, and they came and took all my property out my.
Lastly, we have Franklin Williams, who was on trial for robbery. He was a Karen in a way that he just didn't stop talking about his problems and his hatred for the courtroom.
My cell today.
Mr. Williams, I'm the judge in the matter. Shut your mouth, and I'll tell you when you could talk. You got it? It's the same rules we played by while we were here in trial, every time we were here for a pretrial. So just follow the same rules. Fair enough?
The thing is, he didn't listen, and Williams just kept going and interrupting the judge.
Take me off.
No, I'd like you to stay.
Mr. Williams, I want to make it real clear. If you spit on, attempt to bite, or injure any of my deputies,
none of that, man.
you're going to have a bad day.
None of that.
Oh, you
Put
clear?
the tape on me, man. We done. It is what it is.
We'll go back on the record. Mr. Williams will have a chance to speak.
And I'll be monitoring everything I say.
He ended up having to duct tape his mouth shut, and later got sentenced to 33 years in prison.